The story opens inside the Galactic Unified Military Academy, a place that claims to stand for peace, discipline, and unity among many alien species. But beneath that calm surface there is fear and tension, especially toward humans who are known across the galaxy as Deathworlders, beings born on a planet so harsh that survival itself is a daily battle. And among these humans is Cadet Mara Vance, a young woman from Earth who carries herself quietly, without arrogance, but with a natural alertness shaped by gravity-heavy training, dangerous weather, and constant struggle. And as she sits in Combat Theory Hall 7 listening to a lecture about avoiding violence, the contrast is clear because her entire life has taught her the opposite lesson. That danger comes suddenly and hesitation can mean death. And while other cadets whisper behind her back, calling humans monsters or accidents waiting to happen, she keeps her eyes forward and her body relaxed, knowing that showing anger will only prove their fears right, and when the class ends she leaves alone. Walking through a long maintenance corridor, the lights hum softly and the walls echo her footsteps. A place without cameras and without witnesses. And her instincts begin to warn her that something is wrong. A feeling she cannot explain but trusts deeply. And then she hears footsteps behind her, 4 sets, heavy and deliberate. And when she turns, she sees 4 alien cadets blocking her path, larger than her, stronger by their own standards, convinced that numbers alone make them powerful. And one of them accuses her of shaming their species simply by existing and training among them, telling her that humans do not belong in the academy. And Mara answers calmly, telling them to move, not threatening, not begging, just stating a fact. But they laugh because they believe restraint is fear, and the moment that belief forms, the ambush begins as a blade arm slashes toward her throat. And in that instant the mask of calm drops and pure survival takes over. Not rage but clarity, not hatred but speed. And the fight that follows is fast, brutal, and controlled, lasting only 12 seconds but leaving 4 attackers broken on the floor. Because Mara does not waste motion or energy, she redirects attacks, uses balance, momentum, and the environment, smashing one attacker into a wall hard enough to shatter his limb, breaking another's knee so cleanly that he collapses screaming, cracking the armored skull of the third with a headbutt born from high-gravity conditioning, and stopping the last one from escaping by sweeping his legs and crushing his shoulder so he cannot raise a weapon again. And when it ends, there is no victory pose or cruel words, only silence and heavy breathing as Mara stands in the center of the corridor, surrounded by bodies that still live but will not fight again. And alarms finally scream as security arrives too late to stop anything, finding a human cadet standing calmly with her hands raised, not running, not hiding, simply stating that she warned them. But the Academy does not see warning or survival. It sees fear confirmed, and as medics rush the injured attackers away, the whispers grow louder, the rumors spread faster, and the truth becomes twisted into a story of human violence rather than self-defense, setting the stage for punishment, judgment, and a wider conflict. Because those 12 seconds do more than break bones, they break illusions, exposing the deep misunderstanding between humanity and the galaxy, showing that humans are not dangerous because they love violence, but because they understand it too well, and the Academy, meant to prepare future leaders for war and peace, has just learned that peace without understanding is fragile, and that a Deathworlder pushed into a corner will not hesitate, will not freeze, and will not fall quietly. And this moment, small in scale but powerful in meaning, becomes the spark that draws the attention of the galaxy, proving that humanity's restraint is a choice, not a weakness, and that when forced to fight, humans end it quickly, decisively, and without apology. After the hallway fight, The story moves from a small personal conflict to a galaxy-wide crisis, showing how the actions of one human cadet echo far beyond the Academy. The 4 injured cadets are taken to the infirmary, and the Academy struggles to make sense of what happened, labeling Mara Vance as dangerous and uncontrollable, calling her actions human brutality, and debating how someone so strong and quick could exist within their supposedly disciplined halls, while Mara herself stands before the tribunal, calm and measured, answering the alien counselors with quiet confidence, insisting that she only defended herself, that she survived, and that the fear others feel toward humans is their own misunderstanding. Yet the council suspends her, seeing only risk and forgetting that restraint is a conscious choice. But the incident sparks broader attention, and far away from the Academy, the Crothall Dominion, an alien empire that has long watched humanity with suspicion and fear, decides to strike. Seeing the Academy incident as proof that humans are a threat to order and massive Crayfield warships, living vessels grown biologically and armed with deadly energy weapons pour into Coalition space, overwhelming planetary defenses, burning colonies, and scattering fleets as panic spreads, showing how quickly the galaxy can fall when faced with a species willing to fight for survival without hesitation. And the Coalition, unprepared and disorganized, has no choice but to turn to humanity, the very species they had tried to control and avoid as frontline soldiers, because only humans are willing to take the risks necessary to face this relentless enemy. And so Mara is reinstated within hours, no longer a cadet under observation but a leader, standing aboard the human assault carrier Iron Promise, surrounded by human soldiers and engineers who trust her instincts, while alien officers watch nervously, unsure if humans are saviors or hazards, and Mara reassures them with quiet words, telling them that fear will not break humanity, that humans have survived storms, hunger, predators, and countless threats, and that the Crothall will learn the same lesson. And as the fleet approaches the first Crothall assault above Cortal, Mara leads the charge personally, moving through zero-gravity corridors, fighting soldiers with precision and force, using walls, ceilings, and gravity shifts to her advantage, showing that human adaptation, speed, and ingenuity surpass the predictable tactics of other species. And while her body takes hits and burns from energy weapons, she continues, moving faster than anyone expects, combining instinct and experience in a way no alien could anticipate. And aboard the human ships, pilots fly daringly close to enemy vessels. Gunners hold fire until the perfect moment. Engineers repair systems mid-battle, and Mara herself guides boarding teams, turning every disadvantage into a weapon, proving that humans are not just fighters. They are problem solvers, thinkers, and survivors. And as the Iron Promise rams a Crothall flagship, shaking the enemy fleet and throwing alien officers into chaos, Mara's calm voice cuts through the alarms, reminding everyone aboard that humans fight not because they love war, but because they understand survival and refuse to die. And the alien observers, forced to watch human audacity succeed where their armies fail, begin to question what they thought they knew about humanity, realizing that restraint does not mean weakness, and that the same species that survived the deadliest planet in the galaxy, that crushed predators, survived disease, and endured deadly conditions, now leads a desperate fleet against a relentless and overwhelming enemy. And in the chaos of space where fleets collide, weapons fail, and explosions light the darkness, Mara's presence is a constant, a symbol that human courage is not reckless but disciplined, shaped by hardship and honed by instinct, and every maneuver she makes, every soldier she saves, every ship she guides, sends a clear message: humans may be underestimated, but when pushed to the edge, They respond with creativity, endurance, and deadly efficiency, and as the battle continues, the Coalition and alien observers alike begin to understand that humanity's true power is not in numbers, not in technology alone, but in the ability to adapt, to fight through impossible odds, and to face death without hesitation, turning every apparent weakness into strength. And this realization marks a turning point, where the galaxy starts to see humans not as unpredictable savages, but as a species capable of leadership, resilience, and heroism, setting the stage for the climactic confrontation where survival, strategy, and human ingenuity will determine the fate of worlds. The story reaches its climax with humanity facing the full force of the Krathel Dominion, pushed back to its home system with Earth burning below, scarred but unbroken, and as fleets gather above the planet, the stakes are clear. If humanity falls, the Coalition collapses, and the galaxy loses one of its most resilient species. And Mara Vance, now seasoned from the battles above Cordal, stands on the command deck of the fleet's flagship, looking down at her blue and white planet, drawing strength from the very world that forged her. And she orders all channels open so her voice carries across the stars, speaking directly to the Krathel fleet, not with threats but with certainty, declaring that humans have faced death on a planet designed to kill them and that they will not break now. And as the Krathel remains silent, she continues, her words a mixture of pride, defiance, and warning, reminding the galaxy that humanity survives through storms, famine, predators, and impossible conditions, and now, when everything else has failed, they move as one. Every human ship, every soldier, every pilot acting with determination, courage, and ingenuity, charging forward into the heart of the Krathel fleet despite overwhelming odds, and the battle is brutal and relentless. With human ships destroyed, weapons failing, Marines and soldiers fighting aboard burning hulls, some wounded, some dying, yet none stopping, none retreating. Because human survival is not dependent on luck or safety, but on resolve and adaptation. And Mara herself leads boarding parties onto enemy vessels, moving through zero-gravity corridors, dodging energy blasts, striking with precision, using her environment and instincts to turn every threat into an advantage, showing the Krathel that humans do not fight like other species, they fight differently, combining endurance, speed, intelligence, and unpredictability. And as the human fleet reaches the Krathel command core, Mara confronts the enemy leader, a massive and terrifying figure who believes that one human cannot change the outcome. And she responds not with arrogance but with unwavering certainty, charging and striking despite injuries, demonstrating that humanity's strength comes not from size, numbers, or technology alone, but from resilience, willpower, and the ability to fight even when hope seems lost. And the explosion that follows is immense, destroying the command core, scattering the Krathel forces, and ending the battle in humanity's favor, leaving Earth and the surviving fleet battered but intact. And in the aftermath, Mara wakes surrounded by both humans and aliens who have come to recognize the courage, determination, and unique strength of humans, seeing that they are not merely unpredictable savages but a species capable of leadership, heroism, and inspiration. And as the Coalition recalibrates its understanding, humans are no longer feared for their aggression but respected for their ability to endure, adapt, and overcome impossible odds. And at the Academy, a new rule is carved into the wall, a symbol and lesson for all cadets across species. Do not mistake restraint for weakness, serving as a permanent reminder that humanity's power lies in the combination of self-control, intelligence, and the capacity to act decisively when the moment demands it. And as cadets whisper the story of Mara Vance, the Deathworlder cadet who fought and led when the galaxy teetered on the edge of destruction. They carry a message that will resonate for generations, that humans, forged in the deadliest conditions, tested by fire and blood, will stand when others fall, survive when others perish, and rise to greatness not because the universe is fair, but because they refuse to be broken, turning every challenge into proof that survival, courage, and ingenuity define humanity, leaving an indelible mark on the galaxy and proving that even in the darkest hour, humans embody the spirit of life, resilience, and unyielding determination that makes them a force no species can ignore.